Good morning. It's August the 15th, Tuesday, and I'm going to recap my levels for today. Hopefully you have a good day trading. Looks like we had a bit of a response from, what did we have earlier? It was retail sales, and it looked rather negative, the response. On my screen at the moment is the daily chart for the ES or the MES. Load up my pen. Okay. And we can see that we're in this area of consolidation, and we're not really breaking any lows at the moment, so we're watching this area below this pivot for a possible bounce or break. We're finally below the 50 moving average, which may give us a bit of a bearish move down, but we need to see where this candle closes, hourly candle closes. So let's go on to the hourly. Hang on, just firstly some areas of interest on this chart. So we can break and stay below the 50 moving average. Then we've got this area here, which is 45-60 area, and that is, where did I get that from? I think I just need to adjust that slightly. So this area here, I think I was playing around with the levels. Here we go. Yeah, so it's actually the bottom of that pivot on the daily. So we're watching for a bounce around at 44, 58, 75. So that's a daily. So that's on the daily chart. And if we can break down through that area, then we've got 44.10 through to 45.18 to watch for. And this is this green area on the chart. And so that's this is a potential bounce area here, and it coincides with an area of confluence. So the tops of these candles on the daily, the bottoms of these candles, tops and bottoms of these candles, and the bottoms of these candles. And the last time we came in and touched it, we saw this big bounce back up. So maybe we can expect something similar again this time. So if we come back down to, get rid of the drawings. So if we can come back down to this area here, we'll be looking for a candle a bit like that for a possible bounce back up. Moving forward for the rest of the week, we've got two areas we're watching for really. We're watching for a break of this low, these lows here, if we can get through the tails and stay below the 50. We're in a daily downtrend, as you can see. So we need, if we can get through 44.60 is basically the area we're watching for a breakthrough down to there, and we'll be watching 44.20, and we're watching the break above 45.15, 45.20, and we've got this area here at 45.60 as a potential target and rejection area. And don't forget, we can just reject and play along this until the market decides which way it wants to go. So let's have a quick look at the hourly. So the hourly is setting up quite nicely. So we've got this channel. So we've been playing along this channel for some days now. We've yet to break the tops of this channel, and we got this 200 moving average. We rejected it. Big rejection of it last time, and look, another big rejection of it again last night or today in the pre-market. And we're coming back down to the lower end of this channel again, and we touched it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So on the 8th time, is this going to be the final chink in the armour before we push back down? We'll find out today. But what we can look for, or what I'll be watching for, would be it to get down, to get into this area 44.70, 44.69, and maybe just eat some time off before we break back down, because don't forget, we also need to get below this bottom channel trend line as well. And if we can, we could be potentially looking for a break and retest. We've got a few areas of support around here as well, so it might be one where we have to wait for time to be eaten off the clock before we break down. but we could just continue within this channel, and we may just see another bounce back up. But one thing to note, which is quite interesting, is that if we split the channel into, I was going to say half, but say top thirds, we've not been able to successfully get past this third at the top for some time. We tried, we tested it there, back down. So technically that is another channel within the channel, but we don't want to overcomplicate things. So we are still in the lower, I'm going to say lower half of the channel, which does mean we're a little bit more bearish. So my bias today, I'm going to start saying my biases out loud so that I can go into the day with a bias. Yesterday I had a short bias because I was watching this downtrend, and what I didn't see was this head and shoulders pattern and double bottom setting up, and so I was trying to short. I did finally get it in the end, but it was a hard day. So today, even though we're about to have a double treble bottom, we're in a downtrend on the 15 and the 30 minute, and we're in a downtrend in the hourly, and we just need a break. If we can break through 44.69, that'll confirm the downtrend on the hourly further, and then we just got this channel to break through then. On the other hand, if we're seeing a bit of a bounce like we are now, then we have potentially got a nice 1, 2, 3, a quadruple bottom almost, maybe a treble bottom, but we're below the 50, we're below the 20, we're below the VWAP, we're below the 200, and we're in the bottom 2/3 of this channel, so it does look a bit bearish to me. So I'm going to be slightly bearish today, and I want to try and find a level where we can short. I think the VWAP, and if we look, we've got this high area concentrated volume as well. So coming in here at 44, that level there, 44.90, so the top end of this zone. So I think this might be a potential short area if we can get up here. Definitely the 200 moving average, and so 45.10 to 45.15 is another short area as well. So I'll be looking for a rejection up here, because it's not just a rejection off the 200, it's a rejection off of this, I'm going to loosely say channel, because it's just inside the main channel, and it's also the level which has been on watch for a while as well. We've got the bottoms of these candles and area convolution. So if you can see, we've got bottoms of these candles here, bottoms of these candles, tops here, bottoms again, tops, candles, and an area where it hesitated, tops again, and all these tops in the pre-market. So I think this is going to be a good rejection area, probably a higher probability rejection area. So if we get up to here today, then I'll be looking to layer in, probably starting at the 200 and using the top end of the channel as my main position. And if we break through this channel, I'll probably want to just give it maybe $1 above the channel. So where is it there? If we get up to about there, maybe give it to about 45.18 as a stop. So that's my plan for today. I want to short this channel up here, short this level up here, and possibly look for a bounce with confirmation. We've seen the confirmation there, so I'm looking for it to come break through, break and retest. And then as for further bounces and an area, in fact, one thing, the top of this zone is quite a, look at this concentrated volume as well. So I think that will be a great area to short as well. So what area are we looking at for that? We're looking at 45.95 roughly, maybe 4,500, which is the nice round psychological number. So that's my shorting area. Let's just put, we'll be looking about there. So 44.95. And then as for bounces, I've got this main bounce on watch, which is this area here, which is 44.16 to 44.20, and I'll be looking to get in for a full size position using the zone as my full position, the bottom of that zone, and the stop will be just outside. We've got 4400 as well as a psychological number as well, so that could potentially act as a stop. We tested it a few times over here, so in fact this zone could probably be extended. So we've got a bit of a bigger area to play with. So 4400 is also another psychological number, so I'll keep an eye on that as well. And we weren't able to break through it last time. We tried to push through, pulled back, and we saw this nice bounce. And then if we do, probably not today or the next few days, but over the next week, if we do push down even further, then we're watching the bottoms of this channel here, which is 43.80, 43.75, that area here. So just going over my higher probability trades for today. We're looking for a rejection off of the 200 and the top of this channel and this level at 45.15, and we're looking for a bounce. In fact, there's one more level I wanted to show. Got this. It's a riskier bounce, but 44.58.75, which is the low of Friday. So we've got a bounce at 44.58 and a rejection at 44.94. These are the most likely trades today, and we've got this higher probability bounce at 44.20. So that's what I'm watching for, really. I hesitate here because it's quite close, but then we've got this higher risk rejection at 44.90 to 44.94. Maybe the stop can be at 4500, so around this point here. And I think that's it really that's it. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. I'll put the numbers in the Discord. I'm going to have a quick look at SPY. Again, we've got a high risk bounce here at 444, and we've got the daily moving average, a 50 moving average coming in, happens to be close to that pivot as well, which is a similar pivot I saw on the MES on the previous chart, hence why I want to use that as a potential bounce with confirmation. So that would be at 443.11, I've got it set to, around that area, and a higher probability bounce at 438, which is this area here, and it's an area of confidence. And then for rejections, it's got to be the top of yesterday's high, so it'd be 44, 449, 448.85 for rejection here. And we've got, oh look at that, we've got this zone set up already, and it's right on the 200 moving average as well, so we'll be watching for, and it's a psychological number at 450 as well, so 450 as a rejection. And I think that's it really. You could potentially look at 451.10 and 452.80 as other rejection areas. I'll do a screenshot of my SPY and ES and put it in the Discord channel as well. SPX, there's a few levels there to keep an eye on, so even though I don't look at the SPX that much, I do keep an eye on where the price currently is, and if it's coming into resistance and I want to go long, then that will probably guide me as to not to go long. And if it's coming into support and I want to go short, then I don't really want to short into resistance on SPX. And the same when I flick between SPY and ES, I have a quick look to make sure that I'm not going against any other chart, because they're kind of linked together. Qs, I'll look at that for the channel. So this is a much more defined channel with Qs. We've got the top end of the channel here, bottom end of the channel there. And we rejected it last night in, what's that? It would have been in the post-market last night. And we retested that area again today. I'm not sure whether this is an actual retest or not, or whether it's just one of those tinfoil hat levels, which just happens at 8 o'clock. But interestingly though, it's worth keeping a note on it. It came right up to the levels I previously drew, which was these levels here, the bottoms of these candles, and this little head and shoulders area here. So even though it's a tin foil hat level, it's worth taking a note of these levels, because occasionally they do give a clue as to where we might be going, or a potential resistance area. So on the Qs, 371.61 as a rejection. We got this area 374.32 as a rejection, happens to be that pivot and the 200. So maybe the 200 might be a bit lower by the time it gets to that area. And obviously we've got this double bottom. We could see a treble bottom, but we are setting up in a this looks a bit stronger than the ES because we broke down through the hourly, and we're setting up a bit of a change of trend, possibly putting in some higher highs and higher lows. So maybe Qs might be looking to break out of the channel. That's probably down to Nvidia, which is quite strong today. Well, it has been strong. I don't know what it's doing right now. Oh yeah, still strong. It just pushed up during the pre-market. So looking at NQs the same. Interesting to note that the top of this channel and the rejection overnight was exactly where the 200 moving average is, and we've not been able to break down through the 50 yet. So we are in the top half of this channel, which is totally different to MES, where we were in the bottom half of the channel. So we were looking weaker in MES or ES, but we're looking stronger in Qs. So they seem to have their own. And lastly, oil. So look at the hourly. Okay, look at that, oil bounced at that level. That level was in from yesterday, bottoms of these candles, confidence there. And where could that be going? We could be doing a break and retest of this area. So we're under the 200 on the hourly as well. So maybe if we got the VWAP, the 20 moving average as well, and we've got the 200 moving average. So either we're testing the 200, spiking through it to push back up again, or we've legitimately broken through, we've lost that pivot, and we've lost that pivot, and we've lost the 200. So maybe we're going to come back into the 200, which is around 82.40, for another move down. And if we do get another move down, we've got some targets available as well. So we've got potentially 80 on the dot for one target, and 78.70 for another target. So it might be worth looking for it. I might even trade CL. I'm only watching CL at the moment, oils. It's a stock I want to watch because it seems to have some nice movement. But so today I may just take a very small position if we can pull back up towards the 200. And we've got this higher condensed volume as well. This red line is the point of control at 82, exactly 82. So potentially that's our resistance area. Okay, hopefully that helps, makes sense. If you have any other tickers you want me to look at, any other futures I'm missing, let me know. Put it in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to like it, because I want to try and push some views on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see some of you today. Thanks for watching.